Welcome to Apostolic Bible College's Christian Counseling, Ministry 403. This is Lesson 6, Men Matter. By the time you finish this lesson, you will be able to understand the role of men in the family, define toxic masculinity, recognize the chaos created by absentee fathers, realize the importance of men in the church, and know the biblical role given to men. In preparation for this lesson, you should read Christian Counseling, Chapter 6. Outside of marriage counseling, much of your Christian counseling will circle around the role of men in the family. There is a global crisis, the absence or apathy of men in the family unit. Certainly the role of women as caregivers is primary, but there are roles that are unique to men and women. Men and women are equal in worth, but are created by God for different complementary roles in family, church, and society, with men typically leading and women supporting in specific areas such as marriage and family leadership. Contrast this with an egalitarian view, which emphasizes equal roles. As an example, men cannot bear children. Women more often lack the upper body strength for certain tasks. So the absence of men in the family unit handicaps the family, denying it of balance. Your textbook brings out some of this imbalance. 17% of children aged 0 to 14 live in single-parent households globally. Women had approximately 88% of these households, with the highest percentages being in Denmark, United Kingdom, and the United States. Fatherless homes are not unique to modern society. However, it was more due to the death of the man rather than apathetic and neglectful modern reasons of divorce, unplanned pregnancies, or personal choice. I used to teach in an inner city public school, and I have a lot of stories from that time. 2 stories for you. What do the other students call one child who says they live in the same home with their biological mother and father? They call them a liar. Second story. During a break, 2 girls had recently met and were talking. The more they talked about their home and families, they came to the realization that although they came from different homes with different mothers, they had the same father. Some more serious statistics. These are U.S. statistics, but I suspect they would duplicate themselves fairly closely to most other nations as well. 85% of youth in prison come from fatherless homes. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 90% of homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. Nearly 25 million children live without their biological father. And 60% of youth suicides, again, from fatherless homes. Your text cites studies published about South Africa. Again, while these may not track exactly with other nations, chances are that they will be very close. Approximately 9 million South African children grow without fathers. 63% of youth suicides come from fatherless homes. Father absence correlates with poor educational outcomes, increased antisocial behavior, confidence issues in girls, and behavioral problems in boys. We need to understand some recently popularized terminology that I believe contributes overall to more problems than it solves and misrepresents the reality of creation. The term we want to focus on is toxic masculinity. It has become a cultural buzzword. It refers to harmful behaviors and attitudes traditionally associated with men, including aggression, emotional repression, and dominance. Contrast this to biblical masculinity, which offers a positive alternative based on responsibility, protection, and servant leadership. I'm not saying masculinity-associated aggression is not misused. This is why most violent crime is committed by men. I am saying that society has moved too far in the opposite direction. Society often portrays men as buffoons, distant, disengaged, and lazy. Yet 92% of Americans believe fathers make unique contributions to children's lives. Research shows fathers have twice the influence of mothers in preventing teen sexual activity. The influence of men in the lives of children is not unique to any culture or society. It is a necessity universally because of the design of the Creator. Men fulfill their God-ordained biblical roles. The result is peace, prosperity, and protection for families. This overflows to the village, the city, to the region, the state, and the entire nation. Adam, as the pinnacle of creation, given dominion over the animals and responsibility for the garden, the first family established with distinct roles. Man is designed as the spiritual head of the family priest, if you will, the provider and protector, and as an example of self-discipline and devotion. Your text points out that as a counselor, many of the problems you face are the result of men failing to accept their God-given position and responsibilities. Your nouthetic counseling will help lead men to recognize and accept their God-given position and responsibilities. Your text cites Dorsey Burke's 10 Commandments for Men. Each of them come with a corresponding scripture. As you read them from your textbook, I recommend looking up and reading each of the scriptures because, as scripture tells us, it is sharper than any two-edged sword. Number 1, be saved. Accept salvation through Jesus Christ. Number 2, put God first. Center life around serving God. Number 3, live a life of holiness, separate from worldliness. Number 4, walk humbly before God. Recognize dependency on God. Number 5, be a peacemaker. Promote harmony and avoid discord. Number 6, love your wife. Be faithful and provide for her needs. Number 7, love your children. Recognize them as gifts from God. Number 8, provide for your family. Take responsibility for their needs. Number 9, be good citizens. Respect authority and serve community. Number 10, Be generous. Give freely as God has blessed you. These principles establish the spiritual foundation for biblical manhood. What have you learned? Here is what you should take away from this lesson. Men matter fundamentally in God's design for family and society. Absence of fathers correlates with significant social problems. Biblical masculinity provides a positive alternative to cultural stereotypes. Men find strength through submission to God's authority. Counselors can help men recognize and accept their God-given roles. Breaking cycles of abuse and neglect requires men to embrace biblical principles. And communities flourish when men fulfill their responsibilities to protect, provide, and to lead. The next class, read Christian Counseling, Chapter 7.